Welcome to Senior Health and Happiness, where we believe that aging can be graceful, strong, and joyful. Let's take care of your health, one simple habit at a time. Let me ask you a gentle question. Have you ever laid in bed at night, lights off, house quiet, but your mind just won't settle? Thoughts race, you replay the day, you start worrying about tomorrow. Maybe it's your health, your family, your finances, or maybe it's just that heavy, uneasy feeling like something is wrong, but you can't quite name it. You're not alone. Many older adults find that evenings are the hardest time of day. That's when everything slows down, and suddenly there's space for anxious thoughts to creep in. There's a name for this. It's sometimes called sundowning, especially in people with cognitive decline. But even without that, it's simply a real and common experience. The evening anxiety. You've probably lived a life filled with responsibility, care for others, long days of work, and raising families. And now, as life slows down, your evenings have a different rhythm. And with that, sometimes come feelings of unease. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to. You have more control over your evenings than you think. Tonight doesn't have to feel like a battle. Instead, it can become a sacred space, a quiet, nourishing time that helps your body unwind and your mind find peace. A gentle routine, repeated every night, tells your brain and body, you are safe now, you can rest, you've done enough. And that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. By the end of our time together, you'll have a step-by-step guide to creating a simple but powerful evening routine, one that helps reduce anxiety, improve sleep, and bring more peace into your night. These aren't complicated rituals or rigid rules. No, that's not our style here. Instead, I'll share practical, science-backed habits that you can adapt to your life, no matter your schedule, your health conditions, or your past experiences. Whether you're living with a partner, alone, or with family, these small steps can make a big difference. And before we begin, let me say this. The fact that you're here, watching this video, tells me something important about you. It tells me that you care about your well-being, about your future, about creating a life that feels calm, centered, and fulfilling, even in your later years. That's a beautiful thing. So, I invite you to stay with me until the end, even if you've never followed a routine before. Even if you feel like anxiety has had the upper hand lately, you're not too old to change. You're not too late to feel better. Let's begin this journey toward calmer evenings together. Let's talk about why evenings matter more than you might think. 1. Why evenings matter more than you think. Most people focus on their mornings when talking about routines. And it's true, how we start the day is important. But how we end the day, that's equally if not more vital, especially as we age. Why? Because your evening sets the tone for your sleep. And sleep isn't just about rest, it's about healing. It's when your brain processes memory, your body repairs cells, and your immune system strengthens itself. In short, your sleep is where your body finds balance. But anxiety, it interrupts that healing. When you're stressed at night, your body produces more cortisol, the stress hormone, that makes it harder to fall asleep. And even if you do fall asleep, the quality of that sleep is lighter, more fragmented. You might toss and turn, or wake up feeling like you never really rested. And here's something else to consider. As we get older, our sleep naturally becomes more delicate. We don't produce as much melatonin, the hormone that helps us feel sleepy. Our circadian rhythm, the internal clock that tells us when it's time to rest, also shifts. That's why many seniors find themselves waking up earlier or struggling to fall asleep in the first place. Now, when you add anxiety on top of these natural changes, it's a recipe for restless nights. But that doesn't mean you're doomed to poor sleep. Quite the opposite. What we do in the hour or two before bed has a profound effect on how quickly we fall asleep and how deeply we rest. Think of your evening routine like a gentle runway, slowly preparing your body for takeoff into sleep. The smoother the runway, the gentler the landing into restful sleep. And here's a piece of good news. Your brain loves predictability. When you repeat a calming evening routine consistently, your brain starts to recognize it. It begins to associate certain activities like sipping warm tea, dimming the lights, stretching slowly with the safety and stillness of sleep. In fact, studies show that people who follow relaxing evening routines fall asleep faster, sleep more soundly, and even report lower levels of anxiety and depression over time. This is your body's way of saying, thank you. I feel safe now. So, while evenings might have once been a source of stress or racing thoughts, with just a few intentional changes, they can become your favorite part of the day, a time to reconnect with yourself, release tension, and gently let go. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need expensive tools or dramatic changes, just small, consistent actions, one habit at a time. In the next section, we'll start with your surroundings, how to create a safe, soothing environment that sends signals of peace to your nervous system. It's often the easiest place to start, and yet, the impact is powerful. But before we go there, I want to leave you with this simple idea. You deserve a peaceful night, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what your age, no matter your current health. You are worthy of rest, of stillness, of comfort. Not just sleep, but deep, healing rest. So let's start building the bridge that takes you there. Let's keep going. 2. Create a safe and soothing space. Let's begin where calm begins, in your environment. Your physical space has a direct line to your nervous system. The sights, the sounds, the scents, even the textures around you, they all speak to your body in quiet but powerful ways. And here's something most people don't realize. If your surroundings feel cluttered, chaotic, or overstimulating, your brain stays on alert. It doesn't fully relax. It's still scanning for threats, even if there aren't any. That's because, deep down, your body is wired for survival. But here's the good news. We can flip that switch. By creating an environment that feels safe, soft, and intentional, you can tell your brain, it's okay now, you're home, you can let go. And the best part, you don't need to remodel your entire bedroom or spend a lot of money. Sometimes, just a few small changes can make a big difference. Let's walk through this together. First, take a look at the lighting in your evening space. Bright overhead lights can signal your brain to stay awake and alert. Instead, aim for soft, warm lighting. Lamps are better than ceiling lights. If you can, use bulbs that give off a warm amber or soft yellow glow. They mimic the fading light of sunset, which tells your brain it's time to wind down. You might even consider using dimmer switches, salt lamps, or small string lights. Anything that gently whispers to your senses, the day is ending. Next, let's talk about sound. Silence can be beautiful, but for some people, complete silence actually feels uncomfortable, especially if their minds are prone to anxious thoughts. If that's you, consider adding soft, predictable background sounds. It could be gentle instrumental music, nature sounds like ocean waves or rainfall, or even a white noise machine. Some people find great comfort in hearing the subtle hum of a fan. The key is consistency, not sudden sounds, but steady rhythms that the brain finds soothing. Now, let's move to scent. Smell is deeply tied to memory and emotion. Certain scents can actually lower heart rate and calm the nervous system. Lavender, chamomile, cedarwood, and sandalwood are especially calming. You can use essential oils in a diffuser, lightly spray your pillow with a sleep mist, or even keep a small sachet of dried herbs on your nightstand. And here's something lovely to try. Take a few slow, deep breaths with your chosen scent before bed each night. Over time, your brain will start to associate that smell with safety and sleep, just like a lullaby. Moving on, your bed itself. You don't need a luxury mattress or fancy pillows, but your bed should feel clean, comfortable, and welcoming. Fresh sheets, a favorite blanket, pillows that support your neck gently. If your sheets are scratchy or your pillow is too firm, your body might resist relaxing, even if you don't consciously notice it. Here's a gentle invitation. Make your bed a place you look forward to at the end of the day. Treat it like a sanctuary, something just for you. A space that honors the care and effort you've given others all your life, and now returns that care to you. Let's also talk about visual clutter. If your nightstand is full of old mail, prescription bottles, cords, or random objects, your brain picks up on that mess, even if you think you've tuned it out. Take a few minutes each evening to tidy up just a little. Put away anything that doesn't need to be there. Add something simple that brings you peace. A framed photo, a small plant, a spiritual object that gives you comfort. Creating a clear, uncluttered space tells your mind, you are in control. Life doesn't feel as chaotic when your environment feels intentional. Another subtle but powerful element, temperature. As we age, our internal temperature regulation changes. Some seniors feel cold all the time. Others overheat easily. The ideal sleep environment is slightly cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. A cool room helps the body drop into deeper stages of sleep. But it's also important that you feel cozy. So if you run cold, try soft socks, an extra layer, or a heavier blanket. And here's a little known fact. Taking a warm bath or shower about 90 minutes before bed can help. Why? Because when you step out of warm water, your body naturally cools down, and that drop in body temperature signals your brain to release melatonin, the sleep hormone. That transition is deeply relaxing and can be a beautiful part of your evening routine. Finally, let's speak about screens, phones, TVs, tablets. They're everywhere. And while they connect us to loved ones and provide entertainment, they also emit blue light, which tells the brain to stay awake. If you can, try to reduce screen time at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Read a physical book, listen to a calming podcast, journal, sit by a window and watch the sky darken. If you do use screens, consider turning on night mode or wearing blue light glasses. Every little bit helps. I know that for many older adults, the television feels like company in the evening, and I understand that. But if the show is intense or fast-paced, it can stimulate your nervous system and increase anxiety without you realizing it. So, here's a gentle compromise. If you enjoy having the TV on, choose shows that are slower, quieter, more calming. Nature documentaries, travel shows, gentle comedies, something that leaves your heart lighter, not heavier. Before we move on, I'd like to share a story from a woman named Patricia, who's part of our senior health and happiness community. She wrote to us a few months ago. She's 72, lives alone, and had been struggling with sleep for years. Her home felt like it carried the noise of the day, even at night. She said her bedroom felt like an extension of her worries, not a place of peace. But slowly, she began making changes. She got a soft bedside lamp. She started using a diffuser. With lavender oil, she moved the pile of papers off her nightstand. She picked a small photo of her late husband and placed it by her bed, next to a little journal she writes in each night. She didn't expect much. But within 2 weeks, she said her evenings felt softer, her mind quieter. And for the first time in a long time, she didn't dread bedtime. That's the power of environment. It's not about perfection. It's about intention. When your body feels physically safe, when your space whispers, "You are okay," your anxiety naturally begins to settle. So tonight, I invite you to look at your bedroom, not as a place where the day ends, but where peace begins. In the next section, we'll explore how to build calming rituals, simple habits that help your mind slow down and feel secure. Because once your environment feels soothing, the next step is helping your thoughts follow that same gentle path. Stay with me. You're doing wonderfully. 3. The power of rituals. Slow down the mind now that your space is soft, calm, and inviting. Let's turn inward. A peaceful room can certainly help, but what really brings deep relaxation is how we use that space. And that's where evening rituals come in. A ritual is more than just a habit. It's a repeated action with intention. It tells your mind and body, we're closing the day, we're safe now. You can let go. The beauty of rituals is that they don't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler they are, the more powerful they become over time. When done consistently, these small acts send signals to your nervous system that it's time to shift gears from doing to being, from effort to ease. Let's begin with a classic, a cup of herbal tea. Many seniors already enjoy a warm beverage in the evening. If you don't yet, this might be a wonderful habit to try. Chamomile, lemon balm, and passion flower are excellent choices. These herbs are known for their calming properties and have been used for generations to ease tension and prepare the body for sleep. What makes this ritual effective isn't just the tea itself, it's the act of pausing, boiling the water, watching the steam rise, wrapping your hands around the warm cup. It's a moment of stillness, a transition, a message to your mind. The rush of the day is over. You might sip your tea in silence, or you might listen to soft music. You might sit by the window and notice the evening light. What matters is that you're giving yourself a few minutes to slow down, not by force, but by rhythm. Another beautiful ritual. Reading. There's something deeply soothing about opening a book in the evening. But here's the key. Choose something light, gentle, and nourishing. A favorite novel, a book of poems, stories that feel familiar, or bring comfort, or even make you smile. Avoid suspenseful or emotionally heavy topics at night. Remember, you're guiding your mind toward rest, not stimulation. Many seniors find that reading from a physical book, rather than a screen, helps reduce eye strain and avoids the disruption of blue light. Here's another practice I recommend often to my patients: evening journaling. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I'm not a writer, or what would I even say? But journaling doesn't have to be elaborate or emotional. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for, or a single thought from your day, or even just listing what went right, no matter how small. Did the flowers bloom outside your window? Did your back feel a little better today? Did someone call you? Or did you enjoy your lunch? When you write these moments down, you train your mind to shift focus away from anxiety and toward appreciation. That shift doesn't erase your problems, but it reminds your heart that there is still goodness in the world, still beauty, still small joys, and that's the soil where peace grows. You might also use your journal as a place to empty your thoughts before sleep. Just 5 minutes of writing about what's on your mind, your worries, your questions, your hopes. Putting it on paper is like putting it down. You're telling your brain, I've captured it. I don't need to carry it through the night. There's even science behind this. Studies show that people who journal before bed, especially those who focus on gratitude, sleep longer and more deeply. That's because the mind no longer needs to loop through the same thoughts over and over. It's been heard. Another lovely evening ritual is a moment of prayer or meditation. Whether you're spiritual, religious, or simply seeking inner stillness, this time of quiet reflection can be grounding. You might repeat a favorite prayer. You might sit in silence with your eyes closed and focus on your breath. You might say a few words of thanks aloud. These practices connect you to something greater than yourself and remind you that you're not alone, that life, even with its uncertainty, holds space for peace. If you prefer something more structured, might try a short guided meditation. Many apps and websites now offer sleep meditations designed for older adults with slow voices, gentle music, and comforting messages. Just 5 to 10 minutes can help calm the chatter in your mind. And don't overlook the power of rhythm. Some people find comfort in doing the same things, in the same order, each night. Brush your teeth, wash your face, stretch a little, journal, turn off the lamp. The sequence becomes familiar. That familiarity becomes comforting. It's like a lullaby for the nervous system. And here's something to consider. This isn't just about sleep. Evening rituals can actually shape how you feel during the day. When your mind ends the day in a state of rest and clarity, you're more likely to wake up with energy and focus. You're more likely to face your day with a calm heart. You're more likely to remember your strength. Let me share a story. A man named Carl wrote to me recently. He's 68, retired, and said he used to spend his evenings watching cable news until midnight. He'd fall asleep with the TV on, his thoughts racing, his body tense. He said he thought he just had to live with that feeling, the wired, worn-out kind of exhaustion that never really goes away. But then he tried something new. He started ending his night by writing 1 letter each evening, not to send, just to express, a letter to his younger self, or to someone who shaped his life, or to someone he forgave. Or sometimes, a letter to God. He said it changed everything. His mind felt lighter. His dreams became calmer. And over time, his evenings became something he looked forward to, not something to rush through. So let me ask you, what small ritual could you try tonight? Could you light a candle? Could you write 1 sentence in a notebook? Could you listen to music that makes your heart soften? Remember, you're not performing. You're not being graded. This isn't about doing it right. It's about finding what feels right for you and doing it with care. You've lived through decades of change, challenge, love, and loss. You've built careers, raised families, made sacrifices. Your evenings now are a gift, a chance to return to yourself, quietly, lovingly. So let's honor that. Your mind deserves stillness. Your heart deserves quiet. Your body deserves care. In the next part of our video, we'll explore how gentle movement can ease both body and mind, helping anxiety melt away through motion, not force. Many older adults are surprised to learn how just a few minutes of movement at night can release tension that's been building all day. For gentle movement for a calmer body, let's take a breath together. Inhale and exhale. Now feel that. The way just a single deep breath can shift something inside. That's your nervous system responding. That's your body beginning to let go. And that's the beauty of movement. You see, we often think of anxiety as something that lives only in the mind, a pattern of thoughts, a feeling of worry, a sense of dread. But anxiety doesn't just live in your thoughts, it lives in your body too. It shows up as tight shoulders, a clenched jaw, a racing heart, shallow breathing, restlessness, that sense of always needing to do something. And if you're like many older adults, you may have spent years pushing through physical tension without even realizing it. It builds up quietly throughout the day, and then it follows you into the night. But your body is not your enemy. It's not working against you. In fact, it's trying its best to help you, to hold you steady through every stress, every change, every memory. All it needs is a little help in return. And that's why gentle evening movement can be one of the most powerful tools for calming anxiety. I'm not talking about strenuous workouts or long routines. I'm talking about slow, intentional motion that invites your body into stillness rather than forcing it to be still. Let's explore a few practices that you might try. One of the simplest ways to begin is with stretching. Just 5 to 10 minutes of light stretching can help release the physical tension that builds up in your muscles during the day, especially in your back, neck, hips, and legs. Try standing tall and reaching your arms gently overhead. Breathe deeply, then slowly bend forward, letting your arms hang. This isn't about touching your toes, it's about letting gravity help you unwind. You can also sit in a chair and roll your shoulders in gentle circles, or lean your head from side to side to release your neck, or place one ankle over the opposite knee and fold forward slightly to open your hips. You don't need to memorize a routine. Just move slowly. Breathe as you move and listen to your body. If something feels good, stay with it a little longer. Another beautiful practice, evening yoga. Now, I know the word yoga can feel intimidating to some, especially if you've never done it before. But yoga isn't about performance. It's not about twisting yourself into complex shapes. It's about presence, breath, and gentle movement. There are many yoga routines designed specifically for seniors, often seated or done on a soft surface like your bed. Some involve just 3 or 4 poses, held for a few breaths each. One of my favorite evening poses is called legs up, the wall. You simply lie on your back and gently rest your legs against the wall, allowing your feet to rise above your heart. This helps with circulation, calms the nervous system, and feels deeply relaxing. Another calming pose is child's pose, where you kneel on the floor, fold your body forward, and rest your forehead on your hands or a pillow. It's like a hug for your nervous system. If you prefer not to get down on the floor, try bed yoga. Sit or lie on your bed and gently twist side to side, hug your knees to your chest, or stretch your arms wide and breathe deeply. Let the bed support you. Even walking can be a calming ritual, especially when done with intention. If you're able, a slow 10-minute walk in the evening, perhaps around your home or just up and down a hallway, can help release nervous energy and bring your attention back to your body. You might even step outside and feel the cool air on your face, listen to the birds settling down, or notice the colors of the sunset. You don't have to move far. You just have to move with care. Movement doesn't have to be exercised. It can be meditation, a way of saying, I am here. I am okay. Now let's talk about something often overlooked. Breathwork. Your breath is the bridge between your mind and your body, and it's always with you. In times of anxiety, our breathing tends to become shallow, quick, and stuck high in the chest. But when we slow our breath, we signal safety to our entire nervous system. One simple technique you might try is called the 4-7-8 breath. Here's how it works. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold that breath for a count of 7. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. Try it right now with me. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, do that for 3 to 5 rounds in the evening, sitting or lying down. And you'll likely notice your heart rate slows, your muscles soften, and your mind grows quieter. Another lovely option is belly breathing. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. As you breathe in, focus on expanding your belly, not your chest. Then breathe out slowly, letting your belly fall. This helps bring oxygen deeper into your lungs and activates your body's relaxation response. These breathing techniques don't take long, but they work. They're like a reset button for your entire system. And if you'd like something a bit more playful, Try swaying. Turn on a soft song you love. Stand up, close your eyes if you'd like, and just sway gently, side to side. Let your arms hang, let your body move however it wants. This isn't dancing for anyone else. It's just moving the way your body wants to move. It may sound simple, even silly, but movement like this helps release stuck emotion. It clears tension. It reconnects you to joy. You don't have to do all of these things every night. You don't even have to do them all at once. Pick one. Try it tonight. Notice how your body responds. Over time, you may find that your body begins to ask for this movement, that your muscles start to relax the moment you roll your shoulders or lift your arms or stretch your legs. That's your nervous system remembering. That's your body learning to trust the quiet again. One of my viewers, Sharon, shared something beautiful last month. She's 74 and lives in a retirement community in Arizona. She told me she started doing 5 minutes of stretching each night before bed, just a few simple moves she saw online. At first, she said she felt awkward, but then something shifted. Her back stopped aching in the morning. Her hands felt less stiff, but more importantly, her nights felt softer. She stopped waking up in the middle of the night with a racing heart. She said, "I didn't just stretch my body, I stretched my anxiety loose." That stayed with me. So let me say this to you: your body is not the problem. Your body is part of the solution. With kindness, with consistency, with a few minutes each night, you can help your body feel safe again. And when your body feels safe, your mind begins to follow. In the next part of our video, we'll talk about something equally powerful: the simple practice of letting go before bed, not just through movement, but through reflection, through journaling, mental detox, and the art of release. So stay with me. We're almost there. Let's move from motion into stillness. 5. Letting go, journaling, and mental detox. We've quieted the room, we've slowed the body. Now, let's quiet the mind. Because here's something most people don't talk about. Anxiety often lingers, not because of what's happening, but because of what we haven't processed. Thoughts we haven't said out loud, emotions we've pushed down, worries we've carried silently for too long. And for many older adults, those thoughts tend to gather at night. You might lie down, ready for sleep, and suddenly your mind starts replaying conversations, regrets, fears, or unanswered questions. It can feel like the quiet of night gives your thoughts a microphone. That's why this part of your evening routine is so powerful. Letting go mentally, emotionally, isn't something that just happens. It's something you practice. Like tidying up the house at the end of the day, you can tidy up your mind too. And you don't need a therapist or a full hour to do it. You just need a few minutes, a pen, a page, a willingness to breathe. Let's talk about how to begin. One of the most grounding practices I recommend is evening journaling, but not the kind you did in high school, not pages of dramatic writing or perfect grammar. This kind of journaling is gentle, practical, healing. Think of it as a nightly unloading dock for your mind. All day long, your brain takes in thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Some helpful, some not. Before bed, journaling gives those thoughts a place to go. Instead of carrying them into your sleep, you place them gently on the page. Let me offer you a few simple prompts you can use each night. The first is this: what's on my mind right now? That's it. No filter, no structure. Just write whatever comes. It might be, I'm worried about my doctor's appointment next week, or I miss my spouse tonight, or even, I don't know why I feel anxious but I do. Whatever is real for you, let it out. You don't need to fix it, just name it. You see, when we acknowledge what we're feeling, our brains stop working so hard to suppress it. That alone reduces anxiety. Here's another prompt that helps shift your energy. What am I grateful for today? This doesn't have to be profound. It can be simple, even ordinary. A good cup of tea, a phone call from a friend, a sunset, a moment of laughter, a warm shower, the way the breeze came through the window. Gratitude doesn't ignore pain. It just makes space for beauty to exist beside it. And the science is clear. Gratitude journaling helps lower cortisol, improve mood, and even enhance sleep quality. It retrains your brain to notice what's working, not just what's worrying. Another powerful journaling tool is writing a worry list. If your mind is full of to-dos or what-ifs, write them all down. Don't analyze. Don't try to solve them right now. Just capture them. Something incredible happens when we do this. The brain sees those worries are now somewhere. They've been documented. You don't need to keep repeating them to remember them. That's deeply reassuring to your nervous system. You might even say, as you close your notebook, I'll come back to these tomorrow, but for now, I rest. That statement alone is an act of self-trust. Some people also enjoy writing letters they never send. A letter to a loved one, a younger version of yourself, a fear you want to let go of, a dream you still carry. You don't need to read it again. You don't need anyone else to see it. The act of writing helps clarify emotion and gives your heart a place to speak. There's a woman named Judith, a longtime viewer of this channel, who told me something beautiful. She's 79, a widow, and lives with her daughter's family. She said her nights used to be filled with loneliness and overthink, but then she began journaling one sentence every night. Tonight, I release. Some nights it was I release regret. Other nights, I released comparison. One night, it was simply I released needing to know everything. She kept the pages in a little notebook on her nightstand. She said it helped her mind feel lighter and her sleep deeper. That's the quiet magic of this practice. It doesn't fix everything, but it shifts something, and sometimes that's enough to fall asleep with peace. Now, maybe writing doesn't feel right for you. That's okay. You can also practice mental letting go through spoken reflection. Before bed, speak out loud to yourself, or whisper, or pray. You might say, today was hard, but I made it through. Or, I'm proud of how I handled things today. Or even, I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. These affirmations become a dialogue with your deeper self, the part of you that has weathered storms and still shows up. And if you prefer something more guided, there are many audio recordings of nightly reflections designed specifically for older adults. You can listen with headphones or through a speaker. Some walk you through your day with kindness. Others offer calming stories or meditative readings. They're like a voice companion for the transition into sleep. Whatever you choose, writing, speaking, praying, listening, the intention is the same: to release the mental tension that doesn't serve you. Because here's a truth I want you to remember. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means making room for rest, room for grace, room for healing, room to simply be. You've held so much for so long, for your family, your community, your work. You've carried responsibilities with strength. But now, at the close of the day, you don't need to carry everything at once. You are allowed to put things down. You are allowed to rest. And when you wake up, what truly matters will still be there, but your heart will be stronger, clearer, and more ready to face it. In our final section, we'll talk about how to support your sleep gently, without pills or harsh fixes, using natural tools like nutrition, supplements, and bedtime rhythms that align with the wisdom of your body. So stay with me for just a little longer. You're doing something deeply important, even if it seems simple. You're creating peace, not just for tonight, but for every night to come. 6. Sleep support without medication. As we reach the final part of our journey together, let's talk about sleep. Not just any sleep, but deep, restoring, healing sleep. The kind that leaves you feeling refreshed in the morning, with your body calm and your mind clear. For many older adults, that kind of sleep can feel out of reach. You may have trouble falling asleep, or you wake up several times a night. Maybe you sleep for hours but still feel tired in the morning. You've probably heard a lot of advice, and maybe even tried medication. And while sleep aids have their place, they aren't always the best long-term solution. That's because most sleep medications work by sedating the brain, not by supporting the body's natural sleep rhythms. They can also lead to grogginess the next day, memory issues, or dependency over time. But there's good news. There are simple, natural ways to support your body's own ability to fall asleep and stay asleep without numbing it and without forcing it. Let's walk through a few gentle strategies that can become part of your anti-anxiety evening routine. First, let's talk about nutrition. What you eat and when you eat affects how you sleep. Try to finish your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your body time to digest before entering a state of rest. Avoid heavy meals, spicy foods, or anything high in sugar late in the evening. These can disrupt sleep or cause your body to stay alert when it should be winding down. Instead, if you feel a little hungry before bed, choose a small, calming snack that includes both a complex carbohydrate and a bit of protein. A slice of banana with almond butter, a few whole grain crackers with a small piece of cheese, a warm glass of unsweetened oat milk or almond milk. These choices help regulate blood sugar and support the production of sleep-related hormones. Now, let's talk about sleep-supporting nutrients and supplements, the gentle kind that work with your body. One of the most well-known is magnesium. Magnesium helps relax muscles, ease tension, and calm the nervous system. Many seniors are unknowingly deficient in it, especially those who experience frequent muscle cramps, restlessness, or trouble staying asleep. You can take magnesium as a supplement in forms like magnesium glycinate or citrate, or enjoy it through foods like leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, or a warm Epsom salt bath, which allows your body to absorb magnesium through the skin. Another gentle support is melatonin, a hormone your body naturally produces in the evening to help signal sleep. As we age, melatonin levels tend to decrease. Some seniors benefit from a small supplemental dose, often less than 1 milligram taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Be careful not to take too much, as higher doses can sometimes disrupt sleep rather than help. You might also explore calming herbs like valerian root, passionflower, or L-theanine, an amino acid found in green tea that promotes relaxation without drowsiness. These are available in teas or capsules, and many people find them helpful, especially when combined with a calming bedtime routine. But always speak with your doctor or pharmacist before starting any supplement, especially if you're taking medication or have ongoing health conditions. Beyond nutrition and supplements, there's something even more powerful, and it doesn't come in a bottle. It's consistency. Your body craves rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, even on weekends, helps train your internal clock. Over time, your body begins to anticipate rest at the same hour. Sleep becomes easier, more automatic. If you can, aim for a bedtime that's the same each night, ideally before midnight, and a wake-up time that doesn't vary by more than 30 minutes. This one shift alone can change everything. Now let's talk about light, because light is one of the strongest signals to your body's sleep-wake cycle. In the evening, dim your lights, turn off bright overhead bulbs, avoid screens if possible. This helps your brain begin to release melatonin naturally. In the morning, do the opposite, open the blinds, step outside if you can, get light into your eyes early in the day. It anchors your circadian rhythm and helps you feel more alert during the day and sleepier at night. Another gentle tool is body temperature. Your body naturally lowers its temperature before sleep. Supporting that drop helps you fall asleep faster. We talked earlier about taking a warm bath or shower 90 minutes before bed. It works by raising your body temperature. So when you step out, it drops quickly, triggering the release of sleep hormones. You can also help your body by keeping your bedroom cool between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal for most people. Now, let's not forget the emotional side of sleep. If your mind is restless, if you're anxious, grieving, overthink, no amount of supplements or bedtime tea can fully quiet that. That's why everything we've built in the earlier parts of this routine matters. The environment, the rituals, the movement, the journaling, the breath. Each one creates a message, a gentle reminder to your nervous system. You're safe, you're done for today, you can rest, and sometimes that message needs to be repeated night after night until your body and mind begin to believe it. You're not broken. If sleep is hard, you're human. You're adapting, and with the right support, sleep can become something you welcome again, not something you chase. Let me share a note from Robert, a 66-year-old grandfather from Oregon. He wrote to say that for years, he thought his poor sleep was just part of getting older. He would toss and turn, check his phone throughout the night, and wake up exhausted. But then, he tried building an evening routine, the kind we've talked about today. He dimmed his lights after dinner, started writing in a notebook, took magnesium before bed, turned off the news and listened to classical music instead. He said it took a few weeks, but one night, he realized something. He had fallen asleep without even noticing, and had woken up at sunrise, feeling okay. Not perfect, not like he was 30 again, but okay. And in his words, that was enough to give me hope. So let me pass that hope to you. You are not too old to sleep well. You are not too late to heal. You are not the exception. You are capable of rest, and you are worthy of peace. And as you begin to build your own anti-anxiety evening routine, remember this: you don't need to do everything. Just begin somewhere. One habit, one breath, one evening at a time. In the closing of this video, I'll remind you of all the small steps we've covered and leave you with a message of encouragement to carry into your night. Let's wrap this up gently. You've made it to the end of this journey with me, and I want to take a moment to honor that, not just for watching this video, but for caring enough about your well-being to explore new habits, new possibilities, and new hope. Let's take a breath together, slow, steady, and full. Inhale and exhale. That's where it starts, isn't it? One quiet choice, one moment of awareness, one gentle act of care. Tonight and every night from here on, I hope you remember that you are not at the mercy of anxiety. That peace is not something you have to chase or earn. It's something you can build, step by step, with intention and kindness. Let's quickly revisit the path we walked together today. We began by understanding why evenings are such a vulnerable time for anxiety and why they also hold so much potential for healing. We talked about transforming your environment into a space that speaks calm to your nervous system with soft light, soothing sounds, gentle scents, and a bed that invites you to let go. We explored the power of rituals, not rigid routines, but comforting rhythms that help your mind slow down and feel safe again. We embraced the idea of gentle movement, stretching, breathing, walking, or simply swaying to music as a way to release tension and reconnect with the body. We practiced letting go through journaling, reflection, and emotional release, because sleep begins not just with tired muscles, but with an unburdened heart. And finally, we explored natural ways to support your sleep through nutrition, rhythm, light, and a few gentle supplements when needed, always with the goal of helping your body remember its own wisdom. But more than any of that, I hope you've heard this message clearly. You are not broken. Your body is not betraying you. You are not too old to feel well. You are still growing, still learning, still worthy of nights that feel peaceful and mornings that feel hopeful. This evening, whether you try one new habit or many, remember that each small act of care is a declaration. I deserve to rest. I deserve to feel calm. I deserve to be kind to myself. You've carried so much in your life. You've shown up for others again and again. Let these evening hours be your time to come home, to rest, to breathe, to simply be. And now, I'll leave you with the closing words we say at the end of every video here on Senior Health and Happiness. Thank you for spending your time with Senior Health and Happiness. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and most of all, stay kind to yourself. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone you care about. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one small habit you're adding to your daily routine? Your story might inspire someone else.